All right, y'all, it's about 3 o'clock in the morning and there's a rainstorm going on. It's been pouring down all night and I got my Roby flashlight here and I'm out here checking the property out while it's raining. That's some of the things you need to do when you know, it rains hard and you buy a new property. Is check and see how the water flows. So I'm down here at the creek just to see how the creek is looking. And thank you to our subscriber for you know, blessing us with these tools, because I'm able to come down here because I had this flashlight here. All right, y'all, I'm walking down here now, and as you can see, water's flowing pretty good out here in the creek. I'm trying to watch out so I don't get bit by any water moccasins. For real, because they love it down here. Just feel like someone's on my leg. All right, it's like I saw some eyes over there. It's like get inside too. Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, let me get on back to the camper before I get washed away in this rainstorm. I just want to come down and show y'all what the creek is looking like, and also see it for myself and make sure that the property wasn't flooded. So water is going where it's supposed to on the I.A.G farm. I'll pick y'all up in the morning. All right, y'all. It's the next morning, or not the next morning, but it's morning time now. The sun is out. It's still the same day because it was like 3 o'clock when I got that other video. And I just brought Megan down because the driveway is kind of treacherous once it gets raining like this. So I went on here and brought her down so she wouldn't get stuck because the van does have 4-wheel drive. And yeah, as long as you know, stay on the gas and don't slow down, you can get out with the 4-wheel drive. So I'm just going ahead and walk back down. I'm gonna get the farm gates closed real quick, then I'm gonna walk on down and just kind of see what the property is looking like this morning. Wasn't expecting to see you back so soon.
No, isn't that awesome?
What happened?
Well, my boss texted me and said that I can work from home today because of the weather. It was like inclement weather last night, and she knows I live far away and it's really sloppy out. I was gonna make it anyway, like a good little worker. I was like, got Tim to bring me up to the top of the hill so I wouldn't get stuck. And then I saw her text and I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, your boss was thinking, with that driveway of yours, you might want to stay at home today.
For real.
Because you might not be able to make it out.
But I made it. Well, thanks to you.
Good, good. Yeah, I was just telling them that I, you know, brought you down and, you know, made sure you got out to get you off to work. And then you turned around and came on back. I
know, I'm excited. Yeah, well, classes, you know, have ended for the students. So we're wrapping up the final things and the things that I could do. Today I could do just as well from home as from my office, so she recognizes that, so I'm happy. All
right, so you still have to work. You just got you're able to work
right,
from home
work
today,
from
huh?
Here, exactly.
You want to just bag the van up here and leave it up here, and then just walk down?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, y'all. I thought I was just getting Megan sent off for the day, but as y'all heard, she is able to work from home today, and so that's a blessing. I'm gonna get her a bag up down here, so we're gonna have to go back down. Gotta watch Megan when she's bagging up. Okay, she saw it. She was just finna bag into the farm gate, but she saw it and adjusted.
Don't judge me.
Oh yeah, that's what I was just telling them. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna help Megan get bagged up, then I'm gonna close and lock these farm gates up for the day, because we're probably not gonna be leaving at all today. And then we're gonna walk on back to the back and we'll just kind of take a look at the property as we're walking back and just take y'all with us. All right. Ready for this long walk back?
I'm excited. I mean, I'm getting 2 extra hours in my day today because my commute takes 1 hour there and 1 hour back. 1 hour back. So it's 2 extra hours that I'm gonna get. Like, yeah.
That's good. If it wasn't raining, I better get some good work done today.
Good work out of me. Huh?
Exactly, for real. All right, y'all. So we're just finna walk on down to the back. We're just gonna take our time and walk down and kind of just fellowship and spend a little time with the Lord as we're walking, and just, you know, look and see how the property held up during last night's rain. It stormed for a while. It didn't rain, you know, for a long time all night. It started around about maybe 12. What do you think?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Started around 12, and then around 2 or 3, the rain woke me
It
up
was
because it was
intense.
intense. Yeah, because the rain was,
Loud.
yeah, it was loud, and it was doing a
Thundering
lot of
and
lightning, and yeah,
lightning.
yeah. At one point, it sounded like I heard some swirling. That's what woke me up. And also, what actually woke me up was the camper, because the camper sprung a leak. I forgot about
There's a
that.
drip. Yeah, you're
It was a
dripping
drip.
on
I
your
was like,
face.
what is that? And I got up and I caulked a little. It was a little drip, a little screw hole on the side of one of the windows that I had to caulk. So I got up and caulked that, and kind of looked at the deck, the barn down. It was kind of getting wet, and
Yeah.
building up some water, because we don't have the sides on it yet. And so I drilled a couple holes in the plywood floor to release some of that water, because we have it framed up all the way around, so it's just like a little pool that was building up. And I drilled a couple holes in the deck, and I woke everybody up while I was doing
Well,
it.
Titus and Noah stayed asleep. And Tim Jr. said he woke up and he was starting to get scared, but then he thought in his mind, God is in control, and he fell right back to sleep,
Oh, yeah.
he said. But yeah, everybody was like, what is Dad doing out there in the middle of the night? He was just roaming. Like,
It was just me
left
and
the
my Roby.
camper. He left it. I didn't even know he had gone all the way down to the creek. This man walked all the way down.
They saw it. By now they've seen that already. That's why I told Megan. I said, just me and my Roby flashlight. For real, that thing is amazing.
I'm telling you, you can't be trusted. You
Oh,
can't be trusted.
That's what I told Megan. She's gonna message that subscriber and tell him, don't send my husband any more tools. He down at the creek at 3 o'clock in the morning looking for snakes and
Drilling
frogs.
in the deck and all types of stuff.
Now that would be a fun video to go see if we can spot some snakes and frogs and stuff like in the middle of the night with that spotlight.
Yeah. You will see them, because we have one frog that visits the campsite.
Yeah, the campsite. Yeah, every night, same frog.
We call it a little pet frog.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the section here where we got stuck at last time in the truck on the previous video. I'll see if I can put in the clip here. But we put down some gravel here, some red clay gravel, and we ain't got stuck here since. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I was actually, when you said that, I was like, yeah, it's so much more gravel now in this section, and it's really needed, because this is the part where you start to get momentum of trying to go up the hill, because it's a long hill that stretches here. It starts actually kind of a little bit out further than the pond dam, so like down here where the H brace, it starts to incline, but here's where the incline heightens, and so like you're at the very peak of the hill, but you still gotta go up some more. So from there all the way up here, it's like a straight up shot, and then it levels out right when you get to the end of the driveway. So about halfway through the hill is when you start to want to slide back.
So the rule is, once you get about right there, you don't let off your gas. Do not take your foot off the accelerator once you get to that point. Exactly.
Done that before.
The van has only got stuck one time. The whole time that we've owned this property probably about 5-6 years, and the van only got stuck one time. Like I said, because usually you're good with 4-wheel drive, and guess who was driving when it got stuck?
Yeah, but I had all types of things. It was like dogs and pigs crossing in front of me, like the pigs out or something crazy.
Yeah,
it was like crazy going on.
Yeah, so what happened was, when she got stuck, she does have an excuse, because we used to have the guinea hogs on pasture, and that's one of the reasons that they're locked up now. Because you may be thinking like, they need to be more like Joe Salatin and Greg Judy and Justin Rhodes, and have their animals in electric fence. Listen, we have about $1,000 worth of electric fence, like netting, for hogs, and we used to keep our hogs on pasture. We rotated the hogs all around this property. But one thing about that electric fence, when it rains or when the sun is not shining and the solar fence charger is not working right, they get out. Or if you've missed the day feeding them, they get out. And so that day when Megan got stuck in the van, literally the pigs were out. They were out at the front of the property. And once they see us, they just start running down. They run towards us, right? And so she was trying not to run the pigs over, and she slowed down. She let off the accelerator and slowed down and got stuck. I'm talking about deep stuck, and it was muddy. And we didn't have a tractor at the time, or our tractor was broke down or something. And the truck can't pull nothing out because it gets stuck. So we had to call one of our neighbors. And literally, the creek was up at that point, and she got stuck in the creek down there. And I had to climb under the van. And at that time, in all the mud, and it was cold. And at that time, the van didn't have a trailer hitch on it because I just put that trailer hitch on it a couple years ago. And so I had to like hook to the axle or something. I don't know what I hooked to. And I had to get up under there and climb in the water and hook it up so we can get it unstuck. But we got it unstuck that day. Fun times, yep. On the I.A.G driveway. For real.
The driveways come a long way. You're able to maintain it now. So when we do get washing or when the creek comes, and we're going to do a lot more work
Most definitely.
on the driveway too. We have a couple culverts that we want to put in. But
we need to spend about $10,000 more on this driveway to get it where we need to get it. So just a little bit by little bit, maybe $2,000-$3,000 a year, and we're gonna get it there. Because because we used to bring in red clay gravel because we were putting in culverts. But now that, because we still need to put those culverts in, but until we get to that point, we need to start bringing in some big rock. And then around those culverts, we can put in the red clay gravel, to pack it down. But other than that, excuse me, we need to bring in some big rocks, they can sink down into the mud for that base layer. And then we can bring in some finer stuff, on top to make it look good. Yeah.
And it's awesome because you can do a lot of the maintenance now yourself because we have a
reliable tractor. Exactly. The other tractor, it might crank, it might not.
It just seems like, when we needed it, it was always broken down.
Want to go look at the pond?
Yeah.
So yeah, when it rains, the pond fills up because I'm not sure if this pond has a natural spring or if it's just rainwater. But when it rains, all that rain off the hill comes down and fills the pond up. And it actually overflows the dam when it gets too full, because this is supposed to be the overflow here, and it's supposed to overflow down through there and then catch on to the creek and go on out. But it's just so much water that comes off that hill up there, that it just kind of overflows. But we love it. We love it. This pond has been here for a long time, and we don't want to make too many adjustments. But I would like to put an overflow pipe in down here. But I kind of like it, being high like this, so. And it keeps it clean.
Yeah, it's like you can just walk right into it.
For real. Just dive in and go swimming. Yeah, but it's nice and full. And we have this stuff here. If y'all know what this is called, let me know. But you really can't tell right now. And you can see it all down off in there. And you see it down in there? You can see it down off in there growing. But this stuff here, it develops these big lily pad type things. And it tries to cover the whole pond during the wintertime. When it gets too hot, it dies off. We're going to try this year to kind of rake it out because it doesn't really have a root system. It just kind of like grows on top of the water. But I can kind of see it down off in there too. That's something.
Yeah, I can see it down there too.
Yeah. So yeah, we need to figure out a way to deal with that stuff. I don't know what it's called, but it develops these big old lily pads and it tries to cover the whole pond. But it did have the pond covered in like this green like film from, I guess, the pollen from it or something, I don't know, but the rain washed all that away. So yeah. But yeah, pond is looking good. Everything seems to be good down here. This whole section, when we first bought the property, would flood. Like it would get probably about, a couple inches, maybe about 6 inches or something like that of water. But it would rush through. It wouldn't settle. But since we've been here, and we tried to put a cover in right there. But since we've been driving on the driveway, what the water does now, because the water comes from that direction and it flows through there. And now, instead of it coming in this area here, what it does is it follows our tire tracks down the driveway, and then it goes down off in there because the other part of the creek is in there, and then it goes on off the property. So, yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that it's following our tire tracks.
Yeah, because that means it's water on the driveway.
On the driveway, but it's not water flooding this section anymore.
That's true.
Yeah. So what's on the agenda for today?
Well, it's a little bit
typing on your computer all day, huh?
Well, Yeah, lots of work. I got a little bit of work to do, and hopefully I can still have some fun with y'all too. We'll see. I don't know because the rain kind of slowed everything down.
Yeah.
I know you we're gonna take off of some of the barn build and maybe do some little things on the camper. Also the creek. Well, not the creek, but
the part of the creek that follows our driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can just see the water trickling coming from that area. Let me walk you back over here. Like I say, we redirected this whole thing because you can see the water trickling there. It's coming from there, from our secondary pond over here. It fills up that secondary pond there, and then it trickles down through here And then what it's supposed to do is there's supposed to be a culvert here, but the rain and water washed it away. And it's supposed to go straight down through there and then catch the creek and then turn that way and go off the property. But what it does now, since we had these tire tracks here from our driveway, it just follows the tire tracks on down, and then we'll show you where it cuts in right there, and then it you know, leaves off the property. So yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, about how we redirected the creek. So yeah, it just follows our driveway now. That's the creek in the driveway I want.
Which is why I had you drive me up to the top of the hill.
Yeah, for real.
Cause you made it look easy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, everything's still pretty solid. The thing is that, you know, when it rains hard like that, the rain really doesn't soak in. It just rolls right off. And that's the good thing about this property, you know, is that the rain when it just rains hard, it just rolls right off. It doesn't soak in and leave it all mucky and muddy.
On the move. There's so many hills.
Yeah.
So many hills and valleys on our property.
Drop the phone.
There's so many hills and valleys on our property that, you know, the rain doesn't just sit in one place. So that's one benefit to having, like, you know, hilly land, is that with flat land, it's really not a lot of places for the water to go. So it just sits and it gets mucky, you know, especially in certain areas. But with, you know, we have hills and valleys and we have creeks. So it's a place where the water can go and flow, and then flow off the property. Or if it sits on the property, it's in a pond or it's in a creek.
That's right.
So that's one benefit too.
And this land down here, it may look flat, and it is pretty much flat, but there's also a slight decline or a hill, a slope, exactly. There's a slight slope there, and so the water just rolls off and it goes where it needs to go. Yeah. But this is supposed to be the actual creek here.
And you can tell how the property was set up because, you know, when it slopes, there's a creek. You know, like, so here there's a slope coming down, and then there's a creek. There's a slope coming down the hill, and then you have a pond. So the water is able to, like, go somewhere and be useful.
Exactly.
You know.
And that's how it is in this whole area, because one of our neighbors back behind us was saying that they used to have their field flood, and they had the city or the county come in and put a pond in. And so now, instead of it just flooding back there in that field, now what it does is it, you know, fills up the pond. So it just works out perfect.
Of the water. And then you have a pond, so you have fish. Or if you have a pond, you have animals. You have a place where they can go
and get water.
Drink. And so you turn something that's a problem for you, you know, just water sitting in your fields, into something that's a resource, something that's useful.
Good benefit. That's right. Yeah, because like she was saying, our pond is right there, and the water rolls down that hill into the pond, and then the rest of the water that rolls down this hill comes down. Like I said, it's supposed to fill that creek, that ditch right there, but now it follows our car tracks on the driveway, and it comes down here, and then it gets into the creek right here. And so this is that little creek, that little ditch that we dug that day with the tractor. And it's working pretty well because of the water used to just sit here in this section, like I said, in our tire tracks, because they were lower, and now it's just rolling straight through. As you see it, trickling through. Let's see if I can go down and show y'all a little bit of the other side. The part that I didn't want to go in last night because it was too dark. I didn't want to get bit by any snakes. And it should be, you know, a little bit too cold for snakes, but you never know. Yeah.
When I step in the water, it's solid.
Yeah.
Underneath, it's not wet yet, you know, like.
Say it again.
So this is amazing. When I stepped through the creek, I had to step in a little section with water coming through, and it was actually still solid.
Yeah.
You know, usually you step in the water in the creek and you gotta, like, pull your leg up because it's so mucky, your boot gets stuck. But it was still solid. I was very surprised.
And technically, I guess this is winter time. You know, so winter time usually the ground is mucky, but that's how it is when the water just runs off. You know. Yeah. So. And all of this last night when I came and showed y'all the video, like, that log there was covered in water. So the creek was up, you know, higher than the dog. The dog would have been fully submerged in water last night when I showed y'all, but now it's just kind of trickling a little bit. There's something neat going on down here. There's a big bubble forming. I don't know what's going on there with that big bubble there. Let's see, let me get y'all a better angle so y'all can see. like where the stump is slowing down the water. There's a big bubble, foam. It's foaming. I don't know what that is.
I thought it was like a plastic bag or something that got washed down, but what is it?
Yeah, it's probably just it's another little piece of foam there, because it's like where the logs are slowing the water down. It is like foaming there. That's funny. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows what's all in this water? Yeah. Let's watch out. Don't get bit by a snake.
All right.
Watch where you're walking. All right. So that's where it kind of runs off and keeps going on out the property. Yeah, so we're almost down at the campsite now, so I guess we can just kind of give some closing thoughts about today and about our walk, and you know, the Lord putting anything on your heart you'd like to share.
Yeah, it's just to me it's so beautiful. You know, even in the rain there's so much beauty. And I remember the time we had that big group that came in the summer and we dug holes.
Oh yeah.
We were moving pigs and doing all types of things. And I remember one of the leaders of the group, she said God's nature.
Oh yeah.
We're out here
in God's
nature. And that has just stuck with me. You know, and that's what I was thinking about as I was walking. This is God's nature. Everything testifies that there's a God that thought about everything. He thought about, okay, they need rain, they need water, they need sun.
Slopes to run the water off, so it won't be a bog.
Right, and so I'm able to see God's design when I look all around me, and it's beautiful. It's not Mother Nature, it's God's
That's right.
nature.
That's right.
He thought about it, and he planned everything for us, and it's amazing that we're even here.
Yeah.
You know, like that he decided, okay, I'm going to put people here, and I'm going to create an earth, and I'm going to inhabit that earth, and I'm going to have animals for them, and I'm going to put them in families so that they can like have relationship with each other.
Yeah.
You know, just like I want them to have relationship with me.
That's right.
You know, so it's just a God design. Like, it just blows my mind how smart and beautiful God is, you know.
That's good. That's good. That's amazing. That's good words to close out on. And it's starting to rain a little harder, so we better get on in the camper, y'all. So it's I.A.G Farms.
It's all about God.
We'll see y'all on the next one.